Welcome back everybody to part 44 of Let's Play EarthBound. Today's episode we're going to be, well, seeing what's going on here with this thing. Apple Kid, yeah, he's pretty good. He does help us out when we actually need it. So the prototype phase distorter has been stolen and someone resembling pig-looking clothes has taken it. But we're going to try and take this phase distorter, but unfortunately it tries to work, but we all just end up in a charred mess. Didn't work, so that's a bit of a shame. And a meteorite, eh? So we're gonna have to find a meteorite. Where did we find a meteorite? Oh yeah, that place right in the start of the game where we found Buzz. Okay, so Annette has fallen to Gargis, so we're gonna have to really do something about that. Also, there is some new items you can get from Mr. Saturn Valley shop. These are basically just earth pendants, fire pendants, and rain pendants. If you need them to protect yourself from various other nonsensical items. And I never think I showed you out there. That's all it is. It's kind of the thing. I thought that was related to a later place in the game when I first played it, and silly me, I should have actually let my curiosity go there, and even though they say curiosity kills the cat, but I don't know, it was just, what the hell was I thinking when I first played this game when I was like 8, and I was like, oh look, oh god, I'm so excited, this place is going to be so related to something awesome, and I just go outside, and it's just absolute nothingness. Probably one of the most deflating moments in my video game history, nonetheless. Also, you can get that thing in that Saturn store called the Piggy Jelly, which was, as you saw earlier, was only a measly $222. I believe that heals quite a fair amount of health, so maybe get it if you want to do that. So anyway, now that Ness has teleport beta, we don't have to worry too much about conserving Pooh's PP. And as, of course, I was stupid enough to actually not move down a space so we could actually get the teleport away, and we ran into a wall. It's kind of a problem, I think, a little bit problematic with Saturn Valley, especially at this late stage of the game. You got that phase distorter in the main place where I like to teleport out of, and you barely have enough space in, well, anywhere in the town because it's so crammed together to actually get a teleportation. And hello, Fern. Yes, Dad, I know. You picked the worst times to call me. I guess at least you're not as bad as that photo-taking pedophile person. But now we're back in Onat, and as you can see, very, very ominous signs. It's dark again. Well, I don't know how it's magically night, because it was day over at Saturn Valley. I don't think time travels that fast when you're teleporting. And new enemies. There are a whole bunch of enemies around here that are really difficult, like this Ghost of Starman. When I was fighting this thing, I forgot to put the rabbit's foot on Paula, which is probably something that is very advisable to do now. And what you're going to want to do is to bring up, well, PSI Shield Epsilon or Omega, that's totally up to you. And pretty much just go all out with your strongest attacks. They do resist freeze. I think they pretty much resist everything anyway, so just keep that in mind. Fortunately for us, he got frozen on the first turn. If you're wondering why I'm freaking out about how difficult these things are, they will use PSI Starstorm without fail on the first turn. And pretty much without fail will kill at least Jeff and Paula pretty much straight away if you aren't prepared, and some bad luck Pooh as well. So it is advisable to get up a PSI shield so it does absorb the Starstorm attack and it won't be doing anything and you'll be happy. But overall, those things are probably one of the most annoying things in the game, and they will very much inhabit the last section of the game. Well, we're almost actually up to the last, well, dungeon of the game, Cave of the Past. It's actually what we're trying to do now, is get the stuff required so we can go there. But anyway, this does bring back some nostalgia back from when this LP started and how crap it was when it was started, how crap I was 6 months ago, but alas, we have come a long way, folks. And we have found a new enemy, the Evil Eye, who will diamondize you pretty much on the first turn, or not on the first turn without fail. They can diamondize you, so always take them out, because, you know, diamondization equals instant death. And just to prove my point with the Starman, or the Ghost of Starman, with the PSI Starstorming, you will see that as well. As you can see, PSI Starstorm now. It's kind of weird that enemies are actually using PSI Starstorm. I feel it's like using PSI Ping or Rockin' or Lovin' or whatever the hell you call it. It's just, I don't know why they use it, but I guess the Starmen are pretty powerful, and I guess that's how they learn Starstorm. But fortunately we do get an even more powerful Starstorm spell that surpasses theirs a little bit late. Quite shortly, actually. The Starman Ghosts also have a 1 in 128 drop, which is the, what's it called? I think it's the Goddess Pendant, which is a very good defensive item. I wouldn't worry too much like most of the 1 in 128 items about trying to get them. Like, the Sword of the Kings is pretty much the only one I really have ever recommended anyway. Mechanical Octobots, not really too much to deal with. They are resistant to freeze and weak to fire, even though I use freeze anyway, because it pretty much does the same thing anyway. They can do a fairly hefty amount of damage, well, with their beam attacks, and I think that's pretty much all they can do. They can steel shoot as well, which is very pleasant as well. I don't know why I'm using KSI Starstorm here. I guess it was just I wanted to get a quick kill in and move on with my happy life, because that's pretty much the last of the new enemies in the internet. So I don't have to do any more copious editing shit, which is good. Well, I have to edit out battles and shit anyway, so what was I talking about? Anyway, as you can see, the Mechanical Octobot... what am I on about? The Mechanical Octobot you should probably take out last of all the enemies here. I go with the order of you encountering multiple enemies to go Evil Eye, then Ghost of Starman, then the Mechanical Octobot, because they're the least threatening by far in this area. Like, the worst thing that will happen is that you get your stuff stolen. And that Ghost of Starman's menacing smile isn't too, I don't know, optimistic, I suppose. But fortunately, they are dead, and we can now move on with our lives. Also, it's probably a good idea when you are using Paulo, if you're starting to run low on PP, to use PSI Magnet on this Starman if you do need to drain some PP. Just simply because, well, with the PP draining, you're going to be using a lot of stuff which is very tedious on PP, such as PSI Shield, which takes 24. PSI Shield, as I was saying before, drains 24, and god damn it. Needless to say, before I get interrupted again, Paulo's PP will be drained very quickly. And if you're like me and come unprepared for this place, you will find yourself between a rock and a hard place with PP sometimes. So it is also advisable that you probably get some brain food lunches, but you're going to be needing the brain food lunches for the final area as well, because that place is even more tedious on PP. Anyway, we are going through the media right now. Unfortunately, there's no Buzz. Unfortunately, the bee population in this game has been pretty much wiped down to zero. Well, Buzz, I was actually looking forward to doing a not Buzzless run of EarthBound and, you know, just casually playing, but alas, we are kind of stuck with the Buzzless run. And also, we don't have to go see that pedophile who tried to show us that evil Manny statue when I thought he was trying to show us his dong or something like that. That is quite good, because I don't really want to see anything of that nature. But anyway, if only you had a piece of meteorite, you could make some Zeoxanite. Fortunately for us, we have a meteorite! Our problems are solved. Isn't that just fantastic? Rare element. I've never heard of that as an element before, and, you know, I'm no chemist, but I don't think that's an element. No, it's not an element at all. It's just some random fictional element. Anyway, he does tell you to stay the night at Satin Valley Hotel, which is free healing, because you probably would have your PP drained, and if you aren't smart enough, or you don't know